Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to YAHAWAH Ba, Yahawashi, Ba Hashem, Waharakal Kadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, many blessings, and salutations unto the hopeful elect, the house of David, the Thawadah, for whom these epistles are written for in these last days. Shalom to the elect. So I wanted to go into this article. It's going to be a quick lesson. Pray that it's edifying for those of you that have the eye salve and the ears to hear. In these last times, these are things that are going to pop up on our radar, and we're going to bring it out to the people because we were commanded to come to bring this truth, all right, to all of those that can receive it, and even those who can't, all right, so that there will be no excuse in the last days. So this is from RT News. It says U.S. military struggling with recruitment, and prophecy said that this would happen as well. You know, people think that we're just talking about war, which we do. We talk about many different things. We talk about the MOTB. We talk about the World War III coming. We talk about all hell breaking loose. We talk about the love of many waxing cold amongst each other. We also talk about the elect coming together under one doctrine at some point. Okay, that's the true love that's going to be exhibited on the earth. Okay, not this lovey-dovey four-letter word, all right, that makes you feel gushy on the inside. Okay, we're talking about, all right, the Heavenly Father setting up his elect on a pedestal, and the rest of everybody else being confounded by the truth that the elect are the ones that the Lord chose, okay? All right, so it says the U.S. Army fell 25% short of its recruitment targets this year, officials admitted. It says the U.S. Army has failed to hit its recruiting goals this year, falling 15,000 soldiers short of the 60,000 target, officials said. It says other branches of the country's armed forces, such as the Air Force, Navy, and Marines, managed to reach their enlistment goals, but only after digging into their pools of rejected or delayed entry applicants. That's right. So I remember a time when I was trying to get into the Air Force. And they actually denied me on the basis of my credit, which was weird to me. Like, I didn't understand that, but whatever, okay? At that point, that was the Lord, dealing with me on some type of level where, like, look, I don't want you in these armed services. And so, because I was looking for an easy way out. It was not about fighting for me, you know what I'm saying? It was looking for a way to get out the hood and do something with my life. But really, man, the Lord has something earmarked for me way better and way bigger, okay, which is this truth. It doesn't get any bigger than this, okay? And besides, why would I want to fight against the chariots of the Lord? Hell no. No, thank you. It says in the Army's most challenging recruiting year since the start of the all-volunteer force. And you know why? Because the prophets of Yahawashi, starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down, have put out a spirit of the chariots. And look, the chariots are being seen more. Okay, there's many apparitions that are happening. People are starting to be like, you know what, man? If I sign up with the American military, there's a chance that I'm going to have to fight against some of this stuff. Okay? So, Salakia. Yeah, so nobody wants to actually fight against this. Okay? So they're going to do everything they can to just kind of, I don't know, man. I'm going to stay away from that. I don't want to deal with that. But the Lord said that yet they're afraid they durst fight. Okay? They're going to fight. Okay? You're going to fight. All right? It says in the Army's most challenging recruiting year since the start of the all-volunteer force, we have only achieved 75% of our fiscal year 2022 recruiting goal. Army Secretary Christine Wormuth said in a statement in the Associated Press on Friday. She added that if the Army continues to experience recruiting challenges, here's the kicker, it will draw on the National Guard and Reserve to augment the active duty forces. Now, why am I bringing this out? Because eventually, this is all going to lead to what you see over in Russia right now. See, none of this is by coincidence, guys. Y'all got to use your thinking caps. None of this is by coincidence. When Putin saw that he needed an additional 300,000 to a million soldiers, or how many other soldiers that he needed, he started using that old, back. He was done with the all volunteer, and it started becoming mandatory. Okay, so all able-bodied males, all right, will be enlisted into the military. And if you think that's going to only happen in Russia, you got another thing coming, American. Okay, you're going to be enlisted as well. Now, see, they look at us, they say, well, what are you going to do? Well, the government knows. The government knows that we're not, Well, anyway, I'm going to just continue. It says the military now reportedly fears that enlistment will continue to plummet next year. The Marine Corps usually has about half of its recruitment target achieved at the beginning of each fiscal year, but has only secured about 30% for 2023 so far. Unnamed officials told the AP. It says, meanwhile, the Navy, which usually opens the fiscal year at about 25% of recruitment, reports 10% of the target so far, they said. It says military leaders tried a number of methods to build up their ranks this year, such as increasing enlistment bonuses, dropping high school diploma requirements, it says, and lowering physical standards. However, the AP noted that many potential recruits are drawn to private industry in what is a tight labor market. Corporations such as McDonald's have also begun introducing perks such as tuition benefits. It says similar to those used by the military to attract recruits for years. The issue is exacerbated by the fact that only 23% of the young people meet the military's requirements, which with many ineligible due to medical issues, including obesity, drug use, and criminal records. Nevertheless, Chief of Staff of the U.S. Army, General James McConville, insisted the Army remains committed to maintaining our standards, investing in America's youth, and emphasizing quality over quantity, which that's going to change very soon, guys. Y'all know that. See, when them numbers starting to drop like this, man, look, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Okay, and them numbers are saying they need to get those recruitments up, because you're about to fight wars against not only Russia, but China as well, and eventually the chariots. Okay, so they're going to need as many able-bodied, all hands on deck, basically. All hands on deck. All right, and we're going to sit back, all right, with a recliner chair and watch the destruction of Babylon the Great take place right before us. And this is yet just another sign of what's to come, okay? This is just yet another sign, all right? The Lord said these things would happen, and we're here to report it. This is 2 Esdras 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. That's right. This is yet another sign. We don't take it much more than what it is. It's an article, but it's a mindset that goes into the article. There's Esau Edom, okay, understands his time is ticking. Okay, so he understands he ain't got much time to be messing around. He got to get it in. All right, verse 4 says, then shalt thou will understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So even from the beginning, this was understood that the Lord is getting ready to maneuver, all right? He's going to start sending those chariots even more and more. There's going to be more sightings, okay? There's going to be more Senate hearings. And basically, Esau is in the background, like, behind closed door, like, what are we going to do? So now the voluntary military is going to become involuntary. That draft is coming back, guys. It's coming back, okay? Verse 5, it says, for like it's all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. And eventually, okay, now the Lord is raising up these other nations, okay, as threats to America, all right, America's quote-unquote democracy, okay? Now now America has to consider their military ranks. They can't be playing around because the Lord is raising up a spirit in the earth of war, despite what you hear from other Israelites, all right, proclaiming that there's peace. Okay, you love your brother. If you just love your brother, the Lord will stay. Get out of here. Okay, you and your weak ass message. This is Joel 3 and 9. Proclaim you this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. That's right. So the Lord is putting a spirit on these other nations, okay, starting with the Russians, okay, all right, to come up against Babylon's hegemony, all right. Verse 10, it says, beat your plowshares into swords. It says, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And we're coming into that time. Well, we're already at that time because China, okay, which is not a traditionally strong power, so to speak, they're coming up against Esau Edom's hegemony. Russia, led by Russia, okay, the BRIC nations. They're all saying the same thing, and they're saying it in unison. America is being destroyed, okay? America is not that great hegemony, okay, that it has been known for, okay, throughout the last 230 plus years, okay? This is not the same America that used to bomb places and people would be shook at the power and the awesome. They used to call their bombing campaigns the shock and awe campaign. Okay, well, guess what, man? Okay, the Lord is doing his bombing campaign. Okay, his version of the shock and awe. Okay, and your military ranks are plummeting. Okay, they're plummeting. Verse 10, it says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Right, and so now with this being said, okay, you know, everybody has a phone in their hand, and everybody pretty much has access to the media, okay, in some form or, you know, shape or form, okay. And so with that being said, everybody sees the war being ramped up. Everybody knows that in some case, in some type of way, people of this world know that World War III means the end. They know that means the end. So if they got to fight in that, which means the end, they don't want it, okay? Especially you Babylonians. Jeremiah 51 and 27, it says, set ye up a standard in the land, blow the trumpet among the nations, prepare the nations against her. This is what the Lord is doing. See, he's putting, and you better know that these Americans, those are potential soldiers, are looking at this and they're like, no, I don't want no part of it. So what good is, who's going to defend the homeland, so to speak? It says, prepare the nations against her, call together against the kingdoms of Arawat, Mini. It says, Ashkenaz, appoint a captain against her, call the horses to come up as a rough caterpillars. That's right. And that top nation is Russia. Okay, they're leading the charge. They have no fear of Babylon the Great. They're threatening Babylon the Great with nuclear war daily mile. I remember a time when we was bringing out these things, when we get an instance of Putin, you know, threatening nuclear war, that was a big thing amongst the prophets. Okay, but now that's a daily occurrence. Hell, a minute by minute occurrence. They're threatening Babylon on a daily with nuclear war. So much so that this shit's okay, today Putin threatened more nuclear war. But we know it's going to come to pass. All right, verse 28, it says, prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes. Woo! Right there, prophecy. The king of the Medes, who are those? The Russians. It says, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. That's right. Lord said, all right, he gonna raise them Russians up, all right, and take them back into that old Soviet spirit, all right. Verse 29, and the land shall tremble and sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord Yahweh shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without inhabitant. And so the Lord, before he gets ready to do what he's doing, he's preparing a talking point. He's putting a talking point out there that nuclear war is on the table. Nuclear war is something that can be used, okay, during war. This particular war with the Babylon the Great. and Russia, okay, which is the king of the Medes. All right, that's the talking point that's being pushed in the earth right now, and Babylon's trying to rebuff it, saying, "Oh, they're just all talk." They're really trying to characterize the talking point of nuclear war, and they're saying, well, more like tactical nukes. What the fuck is a tactical nuke? These devils don't know what's hitting them. And good. You deserve every bit of this. All right. Here's the point. Verse 30. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. Right. They have forborne to fight. They don't want none of this. They don't want the smoke. That's why your numbers are dwindling. Okay. It says, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. All right, they looking for another. Hey, fuck it, I'll just flip a burger at Burger King or something. It says their might have failed. They became as women. A lot of them, literally. It says they have burned her. It's like they have burned her dwelling places, and her bars are broken. That's right. So, yo. We coming into a time where prophecy is hitting at an all-time high. To deny prophecy at this time, you're a fucking bug out. All right, verse 31, one post shall run to another. It says, it's like one post shall run to meet another, and one messenger to meet another, to show the king of Babylon that his city is taken at one hand. Oh, man. And the Lord is showing this to Babylon, to the king of Babylon. The king of Babylon has no rebuttal. He has no way out of this. He don't see a way out. He just knows that his time is ticking short, which is why he gonna bring them horns out, because he knows that time is running out. So he knows, like, hey, look, man, I got to do something soon. I got to get this MOTB cracking. Okay. Verse 32. Here's another point. And that the passages are stopped, right? So all your bullshit you've been passing through, pushing on the earth is going to stop, okay? Or is stopping. It says, and the reeds they have burned with fire, and the men of war are affrighted. Yeah, so this is a key, okay, indication. This article is bringing out more prophecy. There's more prophecy being propagated, okay, and it's being spoken, all right. And the Lord allowed articles like this to come to fruition, so that the men of the Lord can come and bring you this word and show you that those times that you read about in the Bible, they're actually here, and you're living in them. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahawashi Ba, Yahawashi Ba, Hashem, Yahawashi Kadash, Shalom to the elect, and I pray that this lesson was edifying.